good morning, evening, or afternoon, whichever one's going on for you at this current point in time. Today we're talking about more bit holders, and specifically after the cat turks, or however you want to pronounce them, that I did in the last video. I wanted to see some high quality stuff, and everybody and they mama is talking about Railer. And so I wanted to see what the hype was about. They are an Ontario, Canada based company. However, I did reach out to them through Amazon and ask and confirm that their manufacturing is in fact done in Taiwan, because their Amazon page says nothing about it. So in case you had that question, yes, they are from Ontario, Canada, and it is produced in Taiwan. Yes. Now, before we talk about the latest and greatest, or the best on the market from what people say, I wanted to check out some copies. And if you look at these are from Valkynos. I hope I'm saying that correctly. You can see that these are damn close. You know, I don't know if it's a duplicate or a copy, but these are from Taiwan with the Railer. These are most likely from China. So, duplicates, are they worth the premium for the name brand stuff, or are you going to go for something that looks a lot like them but doesn't quite hurt the bank as much? So first and foremost, let's talk about pricing. For the Railers, you're looking at $17.99 with no coupon, no tax, no shipping, no nothing. It's just 18 bucks out the door. The regular price of the Valkynos are $14.99 or 15 bucks, and I managed to pick these up for $11.99 on a bit of a sale. Right now they are still $11.99 as of making this video. And they both offer multicolor or simple color. If you just want to have like all green or all orange or all black, you can pick that. Same thing over here. You can have them half red, half black, multicolor, etc. They do have their options. If you're a color aesthetic person and you kind of, you know, say like my Phillips are going to be orange and my, Torx bits are going to be green. You know, you have that mentality in your head where you can color coordinate stuff, keep you a lot more organized. Yes? So $18 for the Railer, $15 regularly for the Valkynos. So let's start off with the copy first. The carabiner that comes with it does have the locking nut, which is the first pro. As you can see, keep your carabiner from slipping open when it is not time to be used. As far as snapping back into place, I've definitely seen worse out there. So it is spring loaded and it seems to be holding up. It doesn't snap back into an off position. And I like that, unlike the Railers, this one actually is able to lock in place. There are some people that will just keep this thing on the side of their tool bag and they're not going to move it. Or maybe they're up on a ladder with their tool belt and they don't want this to accidentally hit and unclip and go flying with all their bits. Yes, so +1 for a good carabiner. Pro number 2 is that you get 6 of the holders with the Valkynos. You get 5 with the Railer. So that's awesome. You get a little more value. And yes, it does come, pro number 3, with a quick insert. No pulling on the collar, right? Pull it back. You get your bit when you need to. Again, fingers all the way back here. You don't need to push on the collar. Just slip your bit in. That's not going anywhere, right? Give it a good pull. Give it a good, give it a good tug. That's not going to go anywhere. That's awesome. And the final pro is that you get 6 of them and you don't have to pay 18 bucks. So this one is $3 cheaper regularly, but right now it's about $6 cheaper. So when they're on sale, they are pretty solid. Now, would I pay 15 bucks for this? Probably not. I'd say the $11, $10 range is perfect. So if you can pick them up on sale like I did, then it is much more worth the price. Now, really quick, just going through all the bits, giving them some random attachment. Again, all of them are quick inserts. No issues, right? Super quick inserts, again, not pulling on the collar at all. You only need to pull on the collar just to release it. But quick inserts all the way through. Pretty cool, yeah? But we have to talk about the cons. And the cons are, number 1 is that given the Railers, and I will go about those in a second, the action for releasing is not as smooth. With some of them, you kind of have to pull the collar back a little bit harder. And once you insert, you do have to put a little more force to get that quick insert to go in. The railers are much more forgiving. And there's also more play in these than the railers. The railers don't jiggle around as much. Given there is 2 sections for these Makita XPS impact bits, so it could be the case. A lot of those don't have this section. It's just that first one. But these are my favorite bits. These, number one, I only use Makita XPS bits. If they ever decline in quality control, that'll be, you know, replaced. But for now, these, 10 out of 10. Quick inserts, yes. A little pull back, but you do have to pull them back noticeably further. So con number 1 is they're not as smooth as the railers. Con number 2 is that they take more effort to get in and out of the collet or the bit holder. And number 3 is that they're only $3 cheaper regular retail price versus the railers. Like if you're wanting a more smooth transition or a more smooth operation, I should say, then spending an extra $3 is not really going to kill you if that's what you're in the mood for. If you're solely trying to save money and you just want one that works and can save you $3, then hey, I can't stop you. They work. Also, because there's no rotation here, if you needed to use this as a screwdriver, you absolutely can. It will lock into place and you can use it as a little driver if you, I don't know, forgot your screwdriver. Don't know why you would, but just in case. There's a bit more drag on some of them, like with this one, you really have to kind of pop it out. It kind of does drag, and you'll notice, if I can zoom in action, you see that kind of scrape line straight across the, straight across? That scrape line is from the collet. So it is, in fact, putting a little more wear on the hex shank. Again, nothing crazy, but something definitely worth noting. So, a little bit more drag. Again, it's not all of them. I think the black, the green, and the yellow or the orange were like smoother than the rest. But again, the internals are the same. If I zoom in there, you'll see it's a small little baby detent. It's like a little wire that goes across, kind of like a staple. And when you pull that back, that wire backs out for you to release your bit. The railers are the exact same, so there's no point in showing you. Just something worth noting if you're wondering, it's not the little detent balls, it's a little wire. Definitely more effort to pull these back than the railers. The Valkynos with the carabiner coming in at 97 grams. While the railers, even with the back plate that they're on, come in at 80 grams. So super lightweight. We're going to give the edge to railer. So on the publication for the railer and the Valkynos, they were both showing, you know, holding it with a dumbbell, saying it's durable and it can hold a bunch of power. So I've got a bunch of strong floss here, and I have a magnetic bit holder rigged up and ready to go. Again, 7.5 pounds, you can see it. And we're going to be taking the green one, because why not? It's my favorite color. We're also going to take the green one from the Valkynos. Take out the bits. So, in my left hand we got the railer. We're going to start with that one first. So, you see the railer? Now I'm going to pick it up because it is a top-down view. Just keep an eye on, and I'm going to keep swinging it so you know I'm not setting it down. It's absolutely holding. Do I need to go grab a 45-pound dumbbell? Probably not. All right, it's doing a perfect job. It's not holding. If I was to shake it up and down, I can hear the ding, ding, ding of my floss about to break, but it's not letting go. All right, that's the railer. Alrighty, now we got the Valkynos. You see the bit. it is in, right? Let's pick it up, give it a couple of shakes, and see what's going down, right? Give it a couple of swings, make sure it doesn't fall on my feet, right? Couple of yanks, and you can hear the ding, ding, ding of the floss getting tighter and wanting to pop. But again, it is still holding. I highly doubt you're gonna be in a situation out in the field where you have, 7.5, 8, 10, 20 pounds hanging off of your bit. It just doesn't make sense unless you get stuck on the rung of a ladder, or I don't know, somebody shuts the door on you. So unless that's the case, I mean, this thing's gonna be perfectly fine. Do I need to tie more weights to it to prove it? Probably not. The only thing is, the only thing I would recommend to Valkynos is make it easier to pull these springs back. Probably with time, the opening and closing will make this mechanism a little looser, but only the future will tell. But for the price tag, you can't really go wrong. But either way, both of these, they do what they're supposed to. Now, in case anybody cares, the railer or the Valkynos, neither of them are magnetic, even though the railers do have magnetic bit holders as a separate, product. But I'm somebody that from time to time does need to use these self-tapping metal screws, and so I always need a nut setter or nut driver on me, my 1/4 inch. But again, if I needed to, they'll have a bit of a hold. And again, this also depends on, the quality of your bit, but it'll hold as much as it needs to, but these are not magnetic. Like, eventually they will come out. This is kind of a bad example because I have a really good bit, and this is why I say Makita bits are #1. The XPS impacts, look at that grip. That's like, let me try to not kill the camera or the microphone, but I'm really giving this, and it's not letting that little screw go. But I will let you know that no, they are not magnetic whatsoever. Okay? Same thing with the railer. They are not magnetic whatsoever. All right, let's release the beast. Just got to clip out these zip ties. Same with this one. Clip it, clip. All right. So with the railer, the first pro is that yes, these are smoother. They don't click, there's no grit to them. The spring is smoother. And as far as putting in bits, the quick insert is effortless. Like, the quick insert on this one it's not a crazy night and day difference, but definitely for somebody who uses 2-inch and 1-inch insert bits all the time, they're like, there's a little bit of play here, but not as much as the Valkynos. With the Valkynos, just to use the orange, since I'm using the railer orange, if you look at the play here, there's a lot more play in terms of the bit. It's still locked into place, don't get me wrong, like, you won't pull it out, but there is more play. Some people might like that because it means there's a less chance of this getting binded or stuck in here. But if you like a little more control, then that's about as much play as you can get. So pro #1 is that it is smoother with both the inserts as well as the releasing. When you release it, all you have to do is pull back, and I mean like 1/8 of an inch. Like, if I could zoom in on that, you really don't need to put crazy force on the collet. Once it's locked into place, as you see, just 1/8 of an inch, and your bit is free. Once you can see like the tip of that wire, your bit is free. There's no need to go yanking it back all the way, just a little bit, and your bit's free. So this one's definitely easier to work with, and again, just like the other, it is able to be used as a screwdriver in the case of an emergency. Pro #2 is less effort going in and out of the collet. #3 is, of course, the quick insert, which is also a pro for the Valkynos because they have it as well. And #4, as you saw with the weight, it is lighter. So these, as a whole set with the carabiner, is lighter than the Valkynos. Of course, the Valkynos does have 6, but even with the 6, these are still lighter. So I like that the fact that they use higher quality aluminum. Very good to see. But just because I like these more does not mean that I'm going to sway away from the cons. Number one is that the carabiner, unlike the Valkynos, isn't a locking carabiner. So if I wanted to lock this into place, it does have the locking nut. This one is just spring loaded. So if you happen to hit this against something and one of your bits is hanging somewhere over here, it is the potential that if you accidentally hit it, this can slip out and you've just lost a whole bit holder with whatever bit was attached. Hopefully it wasn't something important. So that's something to think about. Again, some people don't care because they're always clipping it from their bag to their toolbox to their belt loop or wherever. If you don't care about that, then perfectly fine. But I would say it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, most people will go to a rock climbing store or a sporting goods store and get like a mountain climbing carabiner. They're much higher quality metal, and they're made for like 200, 300, 400 pounds of weight, because they're obviously supposed to hold human weight. So if you want to upgrade the carabiner either way, do it. It's your money, it's your tools. Just go for whatever's safer and whatever's worth your investment. So con number one is no carabining lock. Number two is it's more expensive. It's $3 more expensive than that one, and you get one less, so it is less value. And that's pretty much all I can say as far as cons. It's a little more expensive, and there's no locking for the carabiner. But other than that, realistically speaking, the carabiner isn't even really an issue, because it's a good product. Like, I wanted to hate these and I wanted to like the cheaper ones more, because I could send the railers back and just get 2 sets of these. If you're just looking to hold a bunch of tools, then just get 2 sets of these and call it a day. They may need a bit of wearing in, so just like this one right here, I'm pulling it back 1/4 of an inch, and it takes noticeable force to get it out. Some of the wires in here are a little further out than they should be. So if you look in there, you see how the wire is like kind of proud when it should be a little more recessed. It'll allow the bit to go in, but when it comes to getting out, like if I pull, this would be on the railer, it would release. Here, I still can't pull it out. I have to basically bottom out the entire thing and then pull really hard. So it's gonna lock into places sometimes it's gonna get stuck. A lot more drag and a lot more resistance. If you don't want your bits to come out easily and get lost, then yeah, fine. But for me, I definitely prefer easier, smoother. Nobody's trying to steal these things off my belt loop like jail keys. So just like the ease of use with this is like pull back slightly and release. There's no issue. In, pull back, release. Super simple. There's no stress. You don't have to, just finger strength, and that's it. Super easy. Really like these, and that's across the board, all of them. If you need your magnetic bit holder or your fastener head, if you need your T27, right? If you need your nut setter, maybe you have a stepping drill bit, maybe you, I don't know, need your, what is this, a 5/16, right? 5/16 and 1/4 inch, and you're good to go, right? Your most common things that you might need, I don't know what that is for you, but whatever you need, the railer seems to do better. Now there's one more thing that each of you may want to know, and that is, well, what if you're not using 2-inch bits? What if you're using 1-inch insert bits? And the quick answer is, they both work. Insert bit here, and another insert bit. Railer in my left, Valkynos in the right. The Valkynos, it has a lot more play. So if you need to get a little more grip in your bit and then release, again, you still have to get really close up and pull a little bit harder, but they do still lock into place. It does what it's supposed to do. For the railer, super easy. Again, not as much play, but you can't push this thing in. Like if I was to, I'm not gonna lose my bit inside this holder, which is really cool. You're gonna slide that back like just a hair, as you can see, and your bit comes out so much easier. I really wanted to be neutral on this, but damn, these are so much smoother. I mean, just easy. And it's not a one-off thing either. I mean, just like easy, snap in, snap out, release, grab your next bit. Railer knows what they're doing when it comes to these holders. I mean, just quick insert. It's a good balance of holding power with ease of use. But just pulling it back just a hair releases your bit, no issue. And if we look, there's no scraping marks or scarring marks to my fastener because it's not holding it that hard. Unlike the Valkynos, there's no scraping, just good holding. And something that I will say is, I know it might be weird for this, but I smell these and I smell these and then I smell my hand. There's a little bit of metal smell because of course I'm touching bits and obviously this is metal, but it's nowhere near that funky metal smell I got from the Cat Turks. So these are definitely better quality aluminum, but I don't know. I don't want to smell like I've been jingling dirty keys in my pocket all day after touching my bits. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me. With all this being said, I want to give some critiques because I want to see both Railer and Valkynos grow and all businesses get feedback from people, us, using the tools. So first with the Railers. Again, I can't really complain about the performance because they did exactly what they were supposed to do. The only thing I will say is please give us a little more value. Maybe add one more bit holder, maybe two. That's all I would add to this, or maybe just drop the price down $1 or $2. I think realistically, would I pay $15 for these? Absolutely. I don't think I would pay more than that unless you're adding a bit holder or two. So that's for that. Give us a little more value, but the performance, great. As far as the Valkynos, again, the opposite can be said. The amount of bit holders you get for the price is excellent. The only thing I want to see is the mechanism in these. I just want to see them smoother. I don't want as much clunk. I don't want that grittiness. I want to just be able to pull the bit out without, like, you see how I'm pulling this back all the way and I really have to get a good bite and it's still not really letting my bit go. I wish I was making this up, man. But you have to really pull all the way back. So this may not be the most ideal situation for these bits until maybe they get, yeah. But even for the 2/4, just, or the 2-inch, 1/4-inch bits, just, you know, just make this a little more smoother, right? I can even sacrifice on the insertion effort, but just the release should be a lot smoother. If this thing is sitting on my side and I'm pulling on it, I have to then like get it in the right angle, pull it all the way back. It's a little harder just to get my bit out. This seems like something that would frustrate somebody who has this clipped on the side of their body. If somebody's got this, you know, stuck up on a hook or stuck up on their bag to their tool bag or their, you know, pack out or something, may not be a big deal. But if this is on my side and I have to keep reaching over as a left-handed person, if I have to reach over to my right side and be fiddling with this, kind of annoying. So 6 is fine, just make these smoother. Also try to do something about the quality control consistency, because like the black one and the green one are much smoother than the rest. Arguably they kind of work like the Railers, but the rest of them are just very gritty and grainy and require a lot more effort. So please, consistency and a little more smoothness, Valkynos. Come on. So my final verdict is, should you pay the extra $3 or save yourself some money and get the Valkynos? The answer for me, my personal thing, I'd go for the extra $3 and pay for the Railers. The Valkynos are fine if you can find a coupon for them. I wouldn't pay the $15. Realistically, I think this set is worth $10. That's what I would pay. I did pay $12, so not too bad. Nor do I think that these are worth $18. These should be $15. These should be $10. That's all I'm going to say about that. If these came with like 6 or 7 of these for the Railer, then I can kind of understand the $18. So, I don't know. Think about it, people. At this price tag, almost 20 bucks. I guess it depends on how rugged they're supposed to be. With that being said, work smart.